Well, I did that, but my picture did not come up.
Did you slide it?
Yes. Get a t-shirt on. Thank you. I'm trying to remember how I got into the share screen. Do I click on Google or have we already done that part?
We've already done that. Just click on the.
Okay, I see where the share screen is as soon as I touch the. Okay, I clicked on the devotion. But it's not coming up on my, well, maybe it will now. Okay, Lydia, can you come help me? I clicked on it, but it's not coming up on my screen. I pushed the share. Oh, share. Okay, I see it. Good evening, Amalia.
Good evening, Miss Caroline.
Did you have a good day?
Yes, yes.
Good, good. We'll wait just a few minutes to see if there are others who are going to be joining us.
Okay. Aileen, no. Por favor, Aileen. No, pues no puedo hacer ellos lo quitan cuando yo lo pongo. Por eso les pregunté si podía estar aquí. Esa verdad que te voy a hacer cuando estés tú en tus cosas.
Amalia,
Yes, ma'am.
the two assignments that I gave you, one of them was to write about the building. Since it's just the two of us, if you want to go ahead and read the sentences that you got, that you wrote down for page 111.
Yes.
If you will tell me the sentences that you wrote about that, we can go ahead and start on that part.
Okay. In the parents' bedroom, there are two closets.
Okay.
In the children's
Mm-hmm.
bedroom, there's no closets.
Okay.
The upstairs bathroom, there's bathtub.
Yes.
In the downstairs bathroom, there's no bathtub.
Okay. What is that thing that's in place of the bathtub?
A shower.
A shower. Very good.
In the living room, there's no lamp.
Okay.
In the kitchen, there's no dishwasher.
Okay. There's no dishwasher. Do you see the refrigerator?
And it's not there the refrigerator.
Okay. All right. Very good. I see Miss Raina has joined us.
Yes, good evening.
But then,
Amalia, go ahead and did you draw the picture of your house, the floor plan, and
Yes.
put in where the smoke alarm is?
yes.
If you would show that to me. We
Yes.
talked about your smoke alarm was located where? Here comes Marty. Okay, you're like me, you have to get it up close to the camera. Okay, good. And you put in the smoke alarm where?
Let me see. Is right here in this the hallway right here.
Okay,
So close the
all right,
bedroom.
good, good. Okay, Marty. He must have forgotten something. Marty, while we are waiting for others to join us, Amalia was just giving me the two assignments that I gave you all last week. The sentences that you needed to write from page 111 and the picture you were supposed to draw of your floor plan with the smoke detector. So you want to tell me some of the sentences that you wrote for page 111 about the house that's in that picture?
Yeah. Dice Raine, pero no en the picture, not in this the list.
Right, on page 111 in your textbook, there is a picture of a two-story house with some rooms in it, and you were supposed to write what you saw in the rooms or what was not in the rooms.
Oh.
Did you remember to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me 3 or 4 sentences that you wrote about that house?
Ay, después se quedó Ay, no.
Last week we talked about this house. This one right here, that's on page 111. And you were supposed to write some sentences about what you saw in those rooms or things that you saw that were missing in those rooms.
Yeah.
Can you read me some of those sentences?
Yeah,
that you
yes,
wrote?
this is the writing and description in my book.
Tell me something that you see on the second floor or something you don't see on the second floor that you would expect to be there. Good evening, Miss Mary. Raina's with us this evening.
Oh, good.
Amalia has given me her homework exercises, her sentences. I was asking Marty to tell me the sentences he had written about the house on page 111. We were just sort of waiting for people to join us. But I thought I would get Marty to read those sentences to me while we were waiting for everyone to get online.
Okay.
Muy malo lo que hice yo.
I can try to read the sentence.
Well, you need to make a sentence. You need to write a sentence about that house, Raina.
I do the sentence.
You do the sentence, okay.
Yeah.
I see Marty wrote Amalia wrote some sentences, but I was trying to get Marty to give me some of his sentences. Go ahead, Raina, if you've got a sentence about that house.
Okay. In the upstairs bathroom, there's a bathroom in. Sorry,
Por favor.
dice. In the upstairs bathroom, there's a bathtub.
Yes.
In downstairs bathroom, there's not closet.
Okay, there are no closets. What is in place of the bathtub in the downstairs bathroom? Instead of a bathtub, they have something else to wash in. What is it?
Yeah. And in the parents' bedroom, there are two closets. In the children's bedroom, there are not. There are sorry, aren't.
Close.
There
There
are
are
closets.
there are no closets that we can see,
Okay,
right?
yeah. In the kitchen, there's a table and two
Okay.
chairs. In the living room, there's a table, but there are not chairs.
Okay. There also is no lamp that we can see in the living room, which last week we had talked about lamps that would sit on the table near the couch or the sofa.
Yeah.
But I was trying to get you to tell me what was in the bottom of the downstairs bathroom. There's no bathtub, but what is that thing that stands up there where you go in to clean yourself? Do you know what that is called?
Yeah.
There's a pipe that comes out of the wall about the head high and it sprays water on you. What is that called?
I don't know.
Okay, it's a shower. It's a shower.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a shower. Okay, Marty, can you give me some sentences?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the step, in the bathroom,
Okay.
in the is the toilet, the sink,
Yes.
the bathroom, only in the living room, there is table and with
Okay.
4 chair in the play on the desk. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Marty, thank you.
You're welcome.
Marty, did you draw the picture of your floor plan and put in your smoke detector?
Mm,
If you did that, just hold it up to your camera so I can see that you did that and put in your smoke detector.
okay.
And when they went to correct, that's when they swerved in front of that school bus and into collide.
Detection.
Did you draw that picture, Marty?
No, no, this is not not right the picture.
Okay, that's all right. We'll
mhm.
talk about that later.
Okay.
I think probably we have who is going to join us tonight. It's almost, well, it's 15 after, so we probably ought to start our regular lesson.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for joining us this evening, Raina. Last week, we had started chapter 6, which is about trying to rent a house or rent an apartment and what people would be looking for in a house or an apartment to rent. And one of our words that Marty talked to us about last week was a bonus room. He is working in a bonus room off of his house. And so that was new terminology. This week, we are going to talk about some other
Mm-hmm.
other terms. There's the studio. Can
Okay.
anyone tell me if you are looking in for an apartment and it says these are studio apartments, what would that mean? Okay, a studio apartment is going to be sort of like just a big room, and your bedroom, your living room, and kitchen are all going to be in that room. Now, your bathroom's usually separate. But in a studio apartment, now there's another time that you might hear the word studio. There's a picture studio. That would be someplace you'd go to have pictures made of your family or your children. And that would be a studio. Sometimes a studio is also where they sell artwork. And in college, my grandson, his girlfriend, needed to get some studio courses, which she would go to a classroom that would be a big room without desks. They might have easels set up. They might be painting, or they might be drawing, but they would be working on something to do with art. It might have been a studio class where they would do sculpting, where they'd have clay, or they would have stone that they'd have to carve. So the word studio usually means a big open room. It might be a place to live. It might be some place that you would go to for a college class to study a certain kind of art. Okay? So do you understand there's several meanings for the word studio, but it generally means a big open room. Now, another term that you might hear is loft.
No.
A loft.
Not.
That would also be a big open room, but it may have a second floor. But the second floor may not have a wall out to the outside. Like the living room, kitchen, and all that would be down on the main floor. Then upstairs would be bedrooms. But it would be open to the living room. You could stand up in the bedroom and look down on the living room. Okay. So do you understand what a loft is?
Not it.
A loft, L-O-F-T.
Loft.
When you come into the living room, if you look up, you'll see that there's a floor over part of the room and that something is up there, but you wouldn't be able probably to see the bed and all of that. But it would be open to the living room.
Barns have have a loft too.
Right, right. Where hay and things are stored, feed grains and things like that. Yes, sometimes you find a loft in a barn. If you had small children, you would not want an apartment with a loft. You'd have to build at least a partial wall at the bottom part of it to keep the children from falling out into the living room. So a loft is generally just for adults.
Yes.
Okay, do you know what a duplex is?
Two studio together.
Okay, usually it's under one roof. Sometimes someone will take a house and it is big enough they can split it in two, build a wall all the way through the middle. And on one side, you may have 1 or 2 bedrooms, and on the other side, 1 or 2 bedrooms. And it's like an apartment, but you only share the wall with one other family. Where in an apartment building, you may share walls with 3 or 4 different families, which sometimes makes for a very noisy situation. It also means that if your neighbors are not clean about their housekeeping, that you might get bugs in your apartment from their apartment if they don't take care of their cleanliness. So a duplex would be a better situation than being in an apartment house. Okay, a fourplex would be if the house was really, really big and they could divide it into 4 apartments. You might have 2 on the front or 2 on the back. So it would be 4 different apartments in one building. There's just one roof over it. Okay, and then I just wrote apartment building would be multiple apartments that you would share walls with other people. Okay, any questions about that?
No.
Okay, let's look at our devotional for tonight. Raina, since you weren't with us last week, would you like to read our devotional for tonight? Last week, it was about the baptism of Jesus, and immediately after that baptism, Jesus went into the desert. And that's what our devotional is about tonight. So can you read that for us?
Yes. Yes. I'm sorry. Ay, ya se me... Luis. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're back.
Ya.
So,
No, es que se me había apagado. What, read?
Yes, just read what's there.
Yeah. What I need to read?
It says the Holy Spirit led Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Mary, you can see the devotional, can't you?
I can.
Okay.
The Holy Spirit led Jesus in the desert so that the devil could
That's right.
Could test him.
Could test him.
Could test him after Jesus had gone without food and drink for 40 days and nights. He was very hungry.
Okay. And that comes from Matthew 4, 1 and 2. Very good, Raina. When Jesus went into the desert to be tested, this shows us that Jesus was completely man as well as completely God. He could be tested just like we are. I have trouble going on a diet. Raina, my guess is you have trouble going on a diet. We like to eat. We like to drink water and milk and things. Jesus was tested. He was told he had to go 40 days and 40 nights without food or drink. Now, I don't think us as mortals should do 40 days without food and drink. I think it would hinder our health. To fast 1 day a week could help our health. So fasting, the Lord is not against fasting. He's not against eating, but he had to face the devil about things that all of us struggle with. And one of the things that we struggle with is that desire for food and something to drink. So after 40 days and nights, the devil came and he said, I want you, you're God. I know you're God. Just change these rocks into bread and you can eat. Well, we know from the next verses that Jesus does not do that. He was fasting and he had to meet the devil, and the devil tested him by asking him to change the stones into bread. So we're probably going to have, there are 2 more tests that Jesus has to pass. And so there are pictures there in our picture about those tests. So tonight we just had the first one, and that was all of us have a problem with wanting to eat too much and drink too much. And so the devil met with Jesus and wanted him to change the stones into bread. So tonight, for our regular lesson, we are on page 114. 114.
Okay.
Amalia, on the part it says listening and speaking, would you please read about Amy and Lee's son?
Okay.
They are looking for an apartment.
Okay. Amy and Lisa are looking for an apartment. They want a furniture apartment because they don't have furniture. They also want an apartment with appliances.
Appliances.
Like a
refrigerator. Very good. Refrigerator. Okay. Appliances. What would be appliances? That's a word that we use for several things in the house.
So,
what kinds of things are appliances? We said stove, refrigerator,
dishwasher.
The dishwasher, a washer and dryer. Now, if you're in an apartment, they may not be inside the apartment, but they may have a laundry room somewhere in the apartment complex that you can go to. What would be another appliance? Can you think of another appliance?
Microwave.
Pardon me?
Microwave.
A microwave. That would be an appliance. Sometimes if they do not have central air and heat, An appliance can also be a room air conditioner. You know, like you'll see air conditioners hanging out the window. So even though in some where you have central air and heat, it would all be inside your heating unit. In some places, an appliance might be a room air conditioner. Usually they put those in the bedroom so people can sleep at night. Okay, so what does it mean to be furnished? And I think in our discussion or our reading, we're going to find out that different landlords have different ideas about what a furnished apartment is. So look at the two pictures, the green rooms, the green pictures. Which apartment is furnished?
The first one,
The first one, good, Raina. And the furniture that is in that room, can you tell me what those pieces are?
Yeah, the 2, 3 sofa,
Okay, there's a sofa,
and the
table.
table knife.
table, good, Raina.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also two what?
I think this is the picture on the wall.
In the picture, in the green picture, what are those two things in there besides the sofa and the table?
Air conditioner.
Well,
The,
perhaps it's an air conditioner,
yes.
or it might be a fireplace.
I think maybe.
It might be an electric fireplace
Mhm.
or an air conditioner, but there's two things in that room besides the sofa and the table.
Mm-hmm. Sofa,
Uh,
couch.
I think this is the
A couch, that a sofa and a couch are the same thing, but
Mhm.
those other two things are chairs. Those are living room chairs. Now, usually we see chairs for dining room and they're made out of wood or metal, but these are two living room chairs and they're made to match the sofa or the couch.
Mm-hmm.
The cow.
Okay. In part 2, it says, look at the picture. Amy and Lee are talking to a building manager. Can you guess what Amy is asking about? Do you remember what they wanted in their apartment? They wanted it to be what?
I think this is the onions. Is the big man.
Does it start with an F?
The other person is the his the cheese lady. I think this is the guy is for rent the apartment.
Oh, they're asking about how much the rent is, what the price is.
Mm-hmm.
But
The price
remember,
of
when Amalia read the paragraph, the very second sentence, there was something very important that they wanted about their apartment.
They
So
want
the first question, they wanted to know if it's
Furnished.
furnished, meaning does it have the furniture already in it? Apparently they're a young couple and they've not bought any furniture yet. Okay, and they're also going to want appliances because they have not bought those yet. So probably my thought was, Marty thought they were asking price. I think they're asking about, does it have the furniture? Okay. Miss Mary, you and I are going to need to do a dialogue.
I'm cooking bread.
Okay,
And it's just come out of the oven. Let me get this last one, Carolyn.
sure.
Here's what I'm cooking.
oh, let's go.
Oh, I can almost smell it.
Good.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm back. What page?
Okay. You need to turn to page 285.
Okay.
Two.
And it doesn't matter to me. You can choose to be any, the manager or Amy or Lee. It doesn't matter to me.
Lines.
Okay, it's B, isn't it?
Yes,
Okay. Okay, I'll do Amy.
okay. I'll
Excuse
be
me,
the,
is there an apartment for rent in this building?
yes, there is. There's a 1-bedroom apartment on the 2nd floor.
Oh, great. Is it furnished?
Well, yes and no. There's a dresser, but there are no beds.
Oh, well, are there appliances?
Yes and no. There's a stove, but there's no refrigerator. Okay, so let's go back. So her first question was, is it furnished, right? So underline the correct words in this exercise. The apartment is on the 2nd floor or the 7th floor?
Second,
Okay, Raina said it's on the 2nd floor. Okay, Marty, the apartment has, does it have beds or does it have a dresser?
Dressing.
It's the dresser. It has a dresser. Does the apartment have a stove or a refrigerator?
Stop.
What'd you say, Raina?
The
Stove?
stove.
Okay, Amalia said it has a stove, but
Marty.
it did not have a refrigerator.
Yes, have a refrigerator.
We have a little bit more of the conversation, so Miss Mary,
Excuse
you
me.
would-
Excuse me, is there an apartment for rent in this building?
yes, there is. There's 1-bedroom apartment on the 2nd floor.
Oh, great. Is it furnished?
Well, yes and no. There's a dresser, but there are no beds.
Oh, well, are there appliances?
Yes and no. There is a stove, but no refrigerator. So, are you interested?
And Amy said, well, yes.
But Lee said no. They would have to go and buy beds and a refrigerator in order to use that apartment.
Second floor.
You could get by for a while with just mattresses on the floor,
Well,
but how much do refrigerators usually run?
hallway.
I went last spring, I had to replace my refrigerator and I couldn't find anything less than $800 or $900. That's almost $1,000 right there for one appliance. Refrigerators are very expensive. Stoves usually are a little cheaper. You can usually get a stove for much cheaper than you can get a refrigerator. That's probably why the landlord had the stove there, but not the refrigerator. Okay, let's look and see what questions it asks us about this part of the discussion. We're back on page 114.
140.
I took my fingers out, and so I lost my page.
Well, yes and not there.
Listen to the whole conversation. Now answer these questions. The building manager asked Amy and Lee, are you interested? Who said yes?
Amy,
Amy did. Who said no?
Lee.
Lee,
Lee. Do you think Amy and Lee want the apartment?
I think no,
Okay, and why?
because they are looking for an apartment furnished.
That's right, Raina. And probably the reason why is because they don't have the money to invest in the appliances and the furniture. They want to rent something already furnished. Okay, let's look over on page 115.
Okay.
We're going to look at a few words now that it takes 2 words. They call them 2-word nouns. We usually stress the first word. Miss Mary, would you lead the students through those exercises about the 2-word nouns?
Want me to do A and B and C?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, under A, the first one is floor lamp. Floor lamp. And the sentence is, there's a floor lamp.
There's a floor.
Then we have dining room. When you say dining room, the I is going to be an I sound instead of D-E. So dining room, it's in the dining room. Okay. And under B, there's a coffee table.
There is coffee table.
Where does a coffee table usually, where do you usually put a coffee table?
In the middle.
Is in the
Amalia,
living.
I thought I heard you answer that question. What did you say? I didn't catch everything.
The coffee table is usually in the middle. The sofas.
In front of the sofa. Yes, in the middle.
Wrong in the sofa.
You usually put it in front of the sofa so that you can put your coffee cup on it. There are 2 desk lamps.
To destroy the
2 desk lamps.
this lamp.
Desk lamps. That won't be a real tall lamp. It'll be a lamp that you'll put on your desk so that you can see what you're working on your desk. Okay. Do you want to do C then?
Yes, let's go ahead with C.
Okay. Marty, do you want to be the manager? Do you want to read the manager part?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be Amy and you be the manager. And then Amalia, you be Lee. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to be Amy. Excuse me, is there an apartment for rent in this building?
Yeah. Yes, there is a 1-bedroom apartment on the 2nd floor.
Oh, great. Is it furnished?
Yes. Well, yes, and no, there are dress about on bed.
Now,
No
what-
beds.
No bed.
N-O spells no.
Yeah. Oh, yes, and no, there are stuffy about no, en refrigerator.
Okay, wait a minute. Lee hadn't talked yet. Okay, Lee.
Oh, well, are there appliances?
Okay, now, Martin, you read the last sentence now.
Okay. Yes, and no, there are stuffy about en refrigerator.
Read it one more time.
Okay. Yes, and there are stuffy about en refrigerator.
Okay, well, yes and no. There's a stove,
Mhm.
but no refrigerator.
No refrigerator. Yes, correct.
Now, Spanish, the word for no, is it non?
In
No.
Spanish, it's no.
It's the same.
It's the same? Okay.
It is-
So, yeah, okay,
Mhm.
all right, okay. Now, does anybody want to feel like they need to read it again, or do you understand it? Okay, Raina, are you okay with it?
No, it's
Okay.
okay.
Okay, now we're going to practice using those sentences, but we're going to use different words in the spots. Remember, if the blank is pink, we use the pink words or the red words. If the blank is blue, we use the blue words, but if the blank is green, we use the green words, okay?
Okay.
So,
Mm,
Marty, why don't you be A,
mhm.
and Raina, you be B.
Okay.
Okay. Ah. Okay. Excuse me. Is there an apartment for rent in this building?
Yes, there's a 2-bedroom apartment on the second floor.
Okay. Oh, wait. Is furniture?
Well, yes and no. There's a sofa,
Uh-huh.
but no,
But
no table.
no
Okay.
table. Okay. And lamp. Okay.
Amalia,
Yeah.
I'll be A and you be B.
Okay.
Excuse me, is there an apartment for rent in this building?
Yes, there is. There's a 2 bedrooms apartment on the second floor.
Oh, great. Is it furnished?
Well, yes and no. There's a sofa, but no coffee table.
Good. Let's look about asking about things in a house. So we're going to be asking questions now. So our sentences are going to start with is or are. And then the answers, if it's yes or if it's no.
Asking about.
So Amalia, if you would take that purple box
Okay.
at the top of the page
Mhm.
and read that for us, I would appreciate that very much.
Okay. Is there a table? Yes, there is. No, there isn't. Are there lamps? Yes, they are. No, they aren't.
Okay, now we need to make some choices. So Raina, take number 1. And I want you to read both of those sentences, both A and B.
Yes.
So you'll ask a question, then you'll give an answer.
Is there a bathtub in the bathroom? No, there isn't. There's a shower.
Okay, why is it important if there's a bathtub? We talked about this a little bit last week.
Okay.
Why do families with small children want a bathtub instead of a shower?
There.
Play, play with the toys.
Okay, to play with the toys. Also, young children really do not like to have water splashed in their face. And a shower is going to splash water in their face.
There.
It is easier to give children a bath in a bathtub than in a shower.
Yes.
Now, Some children don't mind having their face sprayed, but I would say that is a very rare commodity. Small toddler children do not like to have their face get wet if they can help it. So, number 2, Amalia, would you take those 2 sentences, please? You'll ask a question and then you'll answer it.
Are there closets in the bedroom? Yes, they are.
Yes.
There's closet in each bedroom.
Okay, good. Marty, look at number 3. I want you to ask the question and then I want you to answer it.
Okay. Is there a table and a lamp in the living room? There are. And there are floor lamps.
Okay, let's take a look because lamps is plural.
Hmm.
It's not singular. When they say the word lamps, that means more than one.
Mm-hmm.
And this is asking about table lamps. This is something that sits on a table or sits on a bookcase. It's something that has to sit on something to be high enough.
Okay.
So, Marty, let's try that again. Instead of is there, we need to use the word are there because it's plural.
Mm-hmm.
There's more than one lamp that they're asking about. If there was only one, we might talk about is, but we're talking about lamps, so we have to use the word are to start our sentence.
Mm-hmm.
So start with, are there table lamps in the living room?
Okay. Are there table lamps in the living room?
Okay, that's a
Mm-hmm.
grammar issue. Now answer your question.
Okay. Oh.
So then you say no.
Oh. Okay. No, there. Yeah.
That's aren't. There
No,
are not. No, there
no,
aren't.
no, there are. Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's no table lamps, but now he goes on to say something else. What do they have? They don't have table lamps, but they have something else.
Yeah. Yes. No, there table lamp.
Okay, but then it says there are what? What kind of lamps do they have?
No, there. No, there are table lamps.
They are floor lamps. So if you look at the picture,
They
you
are
understand why they said that, because the floor lamp over here on the other page, you wouldn't put that on top of a table. It would probably tip over. It sits on the floor and provides light up higher, so you don't need to have it on a table. So that's why he goes on and says, there aren't any table lamps, but there are floor lamps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
There
Good, Marty.
there are floor.
Okay, Amalia, take number 4, please.
Is there a coffee table in the living room? Yes, there is. There's a small coffee table and sofa.
Good. Okay, Marty, take number 5.
Otra vez yo. Number 5. Is there a dining room in the apartment?
Remember
No.
we said that's a long I, it's dining room.
is a dining room in the apartment. No, no, there in there are.
No, it's not aren't. It's no, there isn't. Because we're only talking about one thing. We're only talking about one dining room.
Mhm.
If it was asking about bedrooms, something that's plural, then we would use no, there aren't. But we're talking about the dining room, just one thing. So it's no, there isn't.
Okay.
Okay, do you understand
No,
why it's isn't instead of
no,
aren't?
there isn't.
Good.
Okay.
Raina, would you take number 6,
Este
please?
es esto, entonces,
Yes.
¿no?
Is,
Entonces,
is there a sunny kitchen? Yes, there is. The kitchen
Oh.
is very sunny.
there's some
Very
kitchen.
good. I'll take number 7. Is there a table in the kitchen? Yes, there is. There's a table and 4 chairs. Now, if the question had been, are there chairs in the kitchen? I would have had to said, are there 4 chairs in the kitchen?
There are there.
Then I would have said, yes, there are, because I'm talking plural. I'm talking more than one. So we use are when it's more than one, but we use is when we're talking about one, singular. Okay, are we clear on that? That's a grammar issue.
There is.
Okay,
And with some.
Mary, it says listen and check our answers, but I need to see if we have something for this page, and I don't see it back here.
Page
So
117.
I think we've already answered our questions correctly. I was monitoring what we did, and so we already have the correct answers. Okay. Let's look on page 117. We're going to make some sentences now. Let's do this. Since there are,
Where's the question?
Amalia, you take number 1. And Raina, you take number 2. And Marty, you take number 3. Miss Mary, you can take number 4, and I will take number 5. And we will do these, write out your sentences. You're going to ask a question using the words that they gave you. They gave you some words. They're all separated. You need to decide when you ask a question, your word order is going to be different than when you answer the question. You need to start your sentences with a capital letter, end your questions with a question mark, and your answers should end with a period. Amalia, is in your book, is it already answered for
Yes.
you?
Yes.
Okay, would you take number 5 then?
Yes.
Okay, since number 1's already done, you take number 5.
Good. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Okay, if you all have written your sentences, your question and your sentence, in number 1, what they have written is, are there 2 tables? So look at the picture with the green sofa and the green chair and the coffee table. No, it didn't have a coffee table. It had 2 end tables. So you see the picture. Are there 2 tables in that picture? Yes, there are. Yes, there are 2 tables. We call those end tables. They go on the ends of the couch. Okay, number 2. Did I give that to Marty or Raina? Okay, Raina?
Are there lamps on the table? Yes, there are.
Okay, and we use are because there are 2. It's more than 1. It's plural. Good. Marty, take number 3.
Yeah. Is a sofa in the room? There is sofa in the room? There.
Start with yes.
Yes, there are. Yes,
No,
are.
no.
Yes,
We're not going to use are because we only have 1 sofa.
yes, is there.
Yes, there
Yes, there.
is.
Yes, there.
1 sofa, we use is.
Is there.
2 tables, we use are. 2 lamps, we use are. But 1 sofa, we use is. Yes, there is.
Is there.
There is. There is 1 sofa in the room. Yes. Okay, Miss Mary, take number 4, please.
Okay. Is there a book on the sofa? No, there isn't.
Where's the book?
The book is in the chair.
The
In the
book
over
is in
the
the
sofa.
chair. Very good. It's not on the sofa. It's in the chair.
In the chair.
Okay, Amalia, do number 5, please.
Yes. Are there pictures in the room? No, they are.
Okay, why did we use are in that sentence?
Because it's talking about the pictures.
It's talking about pictures.
It's
Talking
plural.
about more than 1 picture. So when you talk about more than 1 thing, then we use are. If it's only 1 thing, we use is.
Is.
Okay. Do we understand how to ask the question? Do we understand how to answer the question? When do we use are?
2.
2 or
When
more.
is 2 or
Good,
more.
Marty.
More than
There's
1.
2 or more. When do we use is? Good,
1.
Marty. You've already got your finger up when there's just 1 thing.
1 thing.
Okay. Now it says you're to complete a picture of a kitchen. Do not look at your partner's picture. Ask questions about your partner's picture. Draw the picture on a piece of paper.
Show 1 room.
Okay, so draw a picture of a kitchen, and then we're going to ask you questions about your picture.
Picture asking the question about your.
See, they gave you a sample. They gave you a kind of room and they put something in it. What is that?
A stove.
It's a stove.
So. The picture of your shape. Can you
Lydia, come here a minute.
Allá abajo hay un bote de avena. Adentro del bote.
I fixed you a baked potato. There's some broccoli on the stove. And there's a meatloaf in the oven. Okay? Did you hear me?
Yes.
I knew that you would need to eat to take your medicine. Okay, has everyone drawn their kitchen? Okay, Amalia, I want you to start asking one of the other students what they put in their picture. So the first question is, what are you going to ask?
Is there a refrigerator?
A refrigerator. Okay, which one are you asking? Address it to Marty or Raina?
Reina.
Sorry.
Did you put a refrigerator in your kitchen, Raina?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I draw very ugly.
That's okay. That's okay.
Ouch. I don't know.
Yes,
Maybe-
I can see it.
Yeah.
And
this
I
is
know
a
where the
stove.
refrigerator is. I think
This
it's
is
right over right
the
there, okay?
refrigerator.
It's got a freezer and
Yeah.
a refrigerator.
Yeah, and this is the sink.
Okay,
The table, no finish.
okay.
The table, I don't know.
You got cabinets there too, don't you?
Yeah,
Cabinets?
a cabinet, 4 cabinet,
Mm-hmm.
and the, I don't know. I'm not finished the drawing.
It looks
Did
very
you,
good.
is there a dishwasher in your kitchen?
No,
No, you
I
didn't.
don't have dishwasher.
Okay,
I'm I'm the dishwasher.
yes. Okay, Marty, ask one of your classmates if they have something in their kitchen. What goes in a kitchen?
There's the refrigerator,
El amarillo.
Okay, are you going to ask about the refrigerator? Or are you going to ask about
the stove,
something else?
the stove,
Okay, a stove. Who are you asking? Are you asking Amalia or Raina?
Amalia,
Do you have a stove, Amalia, in your kitchen?
Yes, I have a stove.
Where is it located?
I put in my book.
Okay. So, oh, I see. You used the stove that was already there.
Uh-huh.
Saved you a little bit of time.
Mhm.
That looks good. Well, you've got a hood over it too. That's good. Very good.
Okay, Raina, ask one of your classmates if they have something in their kitchen.
Marty, do you have the microwave in your kitchen?
yes. Yes,
And he's drawing it right now.
no. Yeah, the microwave and the stove and refrigerator. I think so, yes.
Where did you put your microwave, Marty?
Is behind the outside the refrigerator.
Beside the refrigerator?
Yeah, beside.
Uh,
Outside.
Someone, when they designed my kitchen,
Mhm.
put the microwave over the
Okay.
top of the stove,
Okay.
and I absolutely hate it. Whatever you cook on the stove, it goes up on the microwave. So even if you're not using the microwave, you have to clean the microwave if you cook on the stove. I dislike that arrangement.
Let's see yours. I didn't see your picture, Marty.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, that looks good. What? Tell us what they all are now.
This is the stove, the refrigerator. This is the microwave.
Okay.
And this dishwasher.
Dishwasher. Good.
Okay, I think we have learned quite a bit about asking the question and about answering the question about what is in our kitchen. Let's take a look. We're going to look at reading addresses. My address is 1210 South Dividing Ridge Road, Goodlettsville, Tennessee, 37072. Now, notice that when I said my address, I put 2 numbers together and 2 more numbers together. I said it was 1210. That tells you it's 1210. Okay, Amalia, tell us what your address is.
It's 275 Chaco Island Road in Hendersonville, 37075.
Okay, so you're doing that too. You're putting numbers together. It makes it sometimes easier for people to understand the numbers. Like if you say 75, then if you just say 7 and then 5. Okay, so let's look at what we have in our book. Raina, can you tell us what your address is?
Yes, my address is 2120 Carter Street, Springfield, Tennessee, 37172.
Yeah, see, putting numbers together sometimes makes it much easier for people to understand the numbers. Marty, what is your address, your street address?
Yes. 301 Donuts Drive.
Okay. Now let's look what they have here in the book. Mostly they're talking about the street address. So I'm going to read through these addresses, and then I'm going to give each of you an opportunity to read these addresses. 6103 Lake Drive, apartment 27. 98 East High Street. 45720 Foothill Road. 3095 Sunset Boulevard. 1463 Second Avenue, apartment 10. 852 Mission Street, apartment 903. Amalia, would you take the 3 on the top? And Marty, you take the 3 on the bottom.
Okay.
And then we will talk about them.
Okay. It's 6103 Lake Drive, apartment 27. 98 East High Street. 720 Foot Hill Road.
Marty? Did I lose Marty?
I believe he's gone.
Okay, Raina, why don't you take that next three?
Okay. 3095 Sunset Boulevard, 1463 Second Avenue, apartment 10, 852 Mission Street, apartment 903.
Okay, good. I don't think I have another conversation that we do until page 120, but I'll double check because it says listen to the conversation, but I don't think I have one until 120. So I'm not sure. Oh, what's the address, please? It's 6103. I think we already read through the addresses. I don't think we need to practice that anymore. Make new conversations, use the addresses above. Okay, so abbreviations. Let's look at these abbreviations. What does ST stand for?
Street.
Street. What does AVE stand for?
Avenue.
Okay, an avenue is spelled AVENUE, avenue. That's a French word. What does DR stand for?
Drive.
Very good. What does RD stand for?
Sorry, I can hear you.
RD. Amalia, do you know what RD stands for?
Road.
Road. That's good, Raina. What does BLVD stand for, Amalia?
Is Avenue? No.
Boulevard.
Boulevard.
Boulevard. Yeah.
This is another French word. It's BOULEVARD, boulevard.
Oh, okay,
Usually a boulevard has 2 lanes of traffic with a strip of grass or trees or something in between the two sections is a boulevard. What does APT stand for?
Apartment.
Good, Raina. Apartment. Do you need the spelling for that, or can you sound it out?
APARTAMENT.
There's no A in between the T and the M. APARTMENT.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Apartment.
The A. No, apartment. Yeah. Yeah. Apartment.
Okay, if you were to write your street address, are there any abbreviations that you could use to make it shorter so it isn't so long? It says to write your street address and use abbreviations. Amalia, do you have any abbreviations you can use in your street address?
No, I don't think so. Let me see.
Is it a street? Road is RD.
Road. Road.
How about you, Raina? Do you have any abbreviations that you can use in your street address?
Yes, ST for street.
T, street. Also in mine is South Dividing Ridge Road. And so I can also just use an S If it's north, you use N. If it's east, you use an E. West is a W. So if you have those words in there, we can use those designations, those abbreviations. Okay, Marty's going to miss this assignment. You need to address an envelope. That is, you need to write down an address of a person. I don't mind if you use mine, or if you all want to exchange an address between Amalia and Raina, but you may use mine if you like for the assignment. And next week we will review it. I'll have it written on my whiteboard so that you can see how to put it on an envelope. It needs to go kind of in the middle of your envelope. I don't have an envelope handy.
What about on 258, Carolyn? Do they have that in their book?
Oh, perhaps so. Let me look here in this
No, in our,
book. Sometimes they put it in the homework book.
well, in our book that we're using right now on page 258, do they have that part of their, as they're part of their textbook?
Okay, look on page 71 in your homework book, in your exercise practice book, and there are two of them.
What page?
This is in your workbook.
Yeah.
Okay, there are two of them.
Do they have in their
Textbook.
lesson planner book that we're working in now, do they have page 258?
I don't know.
Amalia, do you have page 258 in your book? that
Yes.
we're working out of?
No,
No, okay.
no, and let me see.
In your regular book, the one we were just reading the stories in, it has examples of where to put the address that you mailing something to and your home address. Now, my address is so long, has so many letters in it. I cheat and I use the little sticky things that I get in the mail, and I get little stickers to use for my return address because my address is so long. If I write it out every time, it takes forever for me to pay bills. So you have in your book on page 258, and then in your homework book, they've drawn some envelopes for you, and that's on page 71. Okay. Okay. So we're going, whenever you come to class, if you just use the one in your workbook to show me and put it up close so I can look at it. So I know you've written an address to somebody, put your return address up in the corner. But if you have
the
those
workbook, what page is?
in your workbook, page 71.
Okay.
Is it 258 page?
And 258 in this book, in your study book, the one that we have been reading out of tonight, it was on page 258. It's an example. They give you an example on page 258, and they have filled out the top one for you.
Okay,
And then they have given you one down underneath
okay.
to write to do your practice. So either one. They gave us lots of places to do that. Okay, we still have about 30 minutes. I don't think we're going to get into giving directions tonight, but I want us to do one more page about when you're reading an ad to rent, what the abbreviations that you will see in an ad in the newspaper, what they mean. So we're looking on page 119 at some more abbreviations.
Miss Caroline, I have a question.
Okay, good.
For the make the envelope, I need the address for somebody in the class.
You can do someone in the class, or you can do someone in your family. I will give you mine.
Okay.
Okay. As you can see, mine's pretty long.
Is the zip code is 37.
What's the zip code? Yeah, 37072. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I got it.
Did you get it okay, Raina? I see you still studying.
No, let me 1 second.
Okay, do I need to put it down a little bit?
Okay. It's okay.
Okay, so you both have an address that you can send it, make it out to. Okay, we're on page 119. And at the top, we're going to follow the numbers, and we're going to talk about what the abbreviations are for different words that you might see in an ad in the newspaper or a magazine. So, air conditioning. Have you ever seen that abbreviated before?
Yes.
Okay, what is that abbreviation? Do you remember?
AC.
It's AC. A with a slash mark and then C right behind it. Get a paper towel so I can. So air conditioning would be A/C. Okay. Bathroom. What do you think is the abbreviation for bathroom?
BA.
Yes. BA. Okay, what do you think is the abbreviation for bedroom?
BR.
BR. Now, what is the abbreviation for building?
BLDG.
BLDG. BLDG. Dining room?
DR.
Yes, DR. Now, DR is also an abbreviation for something else. It can be an abbreviation for doctor, but this ad in this paper is not about a doctor. It's about what's in a house. So that's one way we can tell it apart. Dining room. What is included? Now, why would they need to use sometimes rent also includes certain utilities,
Electric.
like water, sometimes the water, sometimes the garbage is included in the rent. You're right, sometimes the electric, sometimes the gas is included. Usually though, especially if it's like a duplex or an apartment, they may have only one water meter for a whole unit. And so then your water is split between however many other apartments there are in that section. And so they would include it in the rent. What do you think is the abbreviation for kitchen?
KIT.
KIT, good. What is the abbreviation for large?
LG.
LG. What is the abbreviation for laundry?
LNDRY.
Yes, LNDRY. Living room?
LR.
Okay, LR. PKG. Now, that abbreviation is for what?
Parking.
Okay,
But another the PKG is for package.
very good, Raina. Very good. That's true. I was just fixing to bring that up. That PKG is also an abbreviation for package. Sometimes you see that on order forms. Okay, utilities. Abbreviation for utilities, UTILS.
Okay.
Utilities. That's the abbreviation for that. That can be your gas, your electricity, and your water. So Those are the abbreviations. Now we have an exercise at the bottom of the page that says, look at the ads above. We have A, B, C, and D. So which apartment or house has 3 bedrooms? So look at the ad and tell me which one, A, B, C, or D, has 3 bedrooms.
D.
Very good. Number 2, which has a large dining room?
D.
D.
Also
too.
D. Very good. Number 3, tell me which one has air conditioning?
B.
B is correct. Number 4, which one is $18.50 a month?
C.
C is correct. Number 5, which one has laundry and parking?
C.
T.
C? Did you say C? Okay, good. Which one has a new kitchen?
B.
B
B.
is correct. Number 7, which one has the utilities included in the rent?
A.
A.
A. A is correct. That would make A the cheapest one. If you don't have to pay separate utilities and it's only $9.75, that's not very bad for rent. Number 8, which one is brand new?
B.
A.
A. A is correct.
Okay.
It's in a new building. Which apartment or house sounds good to you?
The new
The new one? The one in the new
Yes.
building?
one.
It also has utilities included in the rent, and the rent's only $9.75.
Only 1 bedroom though.
Yeah, I need
I'll tell
the
you,
D.
I am not a person who lives in apartments. The only time I've ever lived in an apartment, when I moved to Tennessee, I got a 1-bedroom. I didn't have any children at that time, but I only got a 1-bedroom. I got a storage unit and I stored a lot of things because I was planning on buying a house. So I just got an apartment and I only really signed up for a 6-month lease and because I did not plan on staying. I'm just not an apartment person. I was in a duplex one time, but there again, I was in the process of purchasing a house. I'd sold a house. I was moving to another house. It was a duplex and there was nobody in the other end of the duplex. So, and I was only there for 2 or 3 months. How about you, Raina? Which one of those ads do you like?
I like the D because it has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms.
I see. But it looks, did you say D? Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah.
You have a large family, so you need the extra.
Yes, because I have 2 sons and in one room is they are fighting very much.
And if I do,
You need how many bedrooms do you need?
and I like the number the A and the book funny I need maybe 5 bedrooms.
5 bedrooms, yes.
Because I have 3 kids and 1 for this and 1 for me. So
Okay. I think that gets it for this evening. Next week, we will start on giving directions, how to give directions. This week, I want you to do the assignment we talked about with the envelope. And I want you to think about how you might give directions from your house to, Amalia, you live in Hendersonville or Gallatin?
Hendersonville.
Okay. Do you know where Indian Hills is? That's someplace I know where it is. Can you give directions from your house to Indian Hills?
Indian Hills. Okay.
And Raina, where do you live?
In Springfield?
In Springfield? Okay, can you give directions from your house to, you know where the courthouse, the old courthouse is with the bell tower in it? Can you give directions from your house to that courthouse where the clock is?
For the courthouse, for the Springfield?
In spring.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
It's on the square. It's in the center.
yeah.
Okay. Think about writing out directions. Start from your house and how you would go, whether you would make right turns or left turns or onto what streets and that kind of thing. And you can kind of, make that drive. And you get down either highway numbers or if you need some landmarks, something that you can give directions to other people. So just kind of think about how you would give directions from your house to a certain place. And because we'll be talking about that next week.
Okay.
So any questions, you need to do the envelope and we will go over that at the first of class. And then we will start on giving directions, how to give directions.
Okay.
Any questions? Y'all have a good week.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
You too.
I hope everybody stays well. And we will see you next week on Thursday at 6 o'clock.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Miss Carolyn.
you.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
Bye, Raina.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a good week.
You too. Thank you.
Well, let's see. How do I get out of here? Don't you go over here to the
No,
windows?
you have to here.